February 26, FEB 262026. It is 9:23:16, 9:23, 17 seconds. You're wearing shorts, a t-shirt, suspenders, a yellow hoodie, safety yellow. You're wearing a black beanie too. Why did you grab you're wearing shorts and you have your fucking mittens. Are you dumb or something? You could have wore pants or something. I don't know. It's not that cold. You look pretty stupid. You're not wearing pants, but you're wearing a beanie. You're wearing a hoodie. Okay. You had a joke on the way, because it takes you like 2 minutes, 3 minutes to walk to your starting area. So you had a joke. It was funny. Can you remember it? Not really. It was just like 2 minutes ago too. It was Very, very nice. Oh yeah, it was a good one. It was interacting with ChatGPT is like throwing a ball against a wall. Sometimes I trick myself into thinking the ball is alive, but you got to remember it's a fucking wall. You're throwing a ball against a wall. I mean, technically that's not the best analogy, or is it? It changed. You were asking it questions about So there's the base model when making pictures. There's the base model, which is like what is it? Is it pony realism? Not pony realism. What is it called? Realism. Whatever. Stable yogi. There's a bunch of them. There's anime style. And then there's the LoRA. The LoRAs were normally the characters or the clothing or like a pose. Like, do you want someone doing fingers, like a peace sign fingers? That's a LoRA. Do you want haute couture? That's a LoRA. Do you want sling bikini? That could be a LoRA. Do you want Asuka? That's a LoRA. You want a comic style? I guess that's technically a LoRA. In the style of the guy who drew Batgirl. What else you got? Oh, so you're trying to think of that like how much do conversations change within a? It said not that much. I don't think. I didn't get into it. You can do subject changes. You can be analytical. You can be less. You can tell it to be more cold or be more jovial. But it doesn't really change the. I was trying to compare those two. I don't know if it works that well. You're throwing a ball against the wall. You know that, kid, right? Hey, kid. You're throwing a ball against the wall. Interesting. 57 degrees, 9:27. Okay. You haven't uploaded yesterday's. Yesterday's had Kirk Cameron. Charlie Cameron. Kirk Cameron. Is it Kirk? Charlie Kirk, dead. Kirk Cameron. James Cameron. Charlie Cameron. Is it still up there? Yep. Kirk Cameron. I think you overdeveloped your mind in certain ways, and in useless ways too. Good job, buddy. You were comparing it to something else. Yeah, I think it does like macro stories. It's very vague on that part. See, I refuse to believe. I just fucking refuse to believe it. If you could read the old letters from the old days between the, it's the middleman problem. It's like, I don't trust. You shouldn't trust. You're going to say AI is Epstein now. Well, it's not that. It's like is it a middleman? Is it the new Google metadata? Did anybody ever, was there ever corruption from Google based on I know all the meta Google searches, so you could theoretically do stock. I mean, if you knew what people were Googling, you could probably do some it's unknown information. It's information that could get you value. Is it insider information? Kind of. But isn't that the goal of a human? The goal of a human is to create or find insider information. I mean, that's a way of looking at it. I mean, you're saying that if you had all the Google searches and you could specifically fine-tooth it down, you could probably find some sort of way of making money off that? I mean, probably. It's like Superman 3, you collect a penny off of every fraction of a penny. You mean fraction of a penny? Something like that. Is it the same? It's not going to tell you anything. You know that, right? It doesn't give you metadata. It's not going to give you the inside information. It'll help you do math homework. It'll tell you what was the 13th president. Here's a loaf of bread. I want the metadata. No one's giving you the metadata. You're gonna have to go look for gold like everybody else with a pan in the water. Not if I can get the metadata. The data about the data. The meta. Nope. You've done this joke before. Come on, man. New joke. You have anything new? You can talk about that one. You want to do that one? It's not funny though. It's not meant to be funny. This is meant to be an exhibitionistic, masochistic practice of the something. I wonder if, I don't think YouTube is catching this whole concept of the I don't know if it ever does. Does it catch the uh-huh? There's a meta concept of, means it's boring, I guess. Is it a chorus? It's like a, yeah, here's the chorus. Everybody's heard it. I gotta find something new. There's nothing new. You're just rehashing shit. Even the people at ChatGPT who get to know the metadata, they're like, God, this guy's boring. That's a good one. You're imagining people in it's all about, that's not how, they say that's not how it works, but we all know that's how it actually works. Okay. You didn't do your religious joke that you were going to do, which was, well, it doesn't know about that one. That was, there's two of them. You did one before you left, which was more of a narcissistic joke, but I don't think you told it that it was about narcissism. Because narcissism is where you create an artificial abstract concept, cling to it with an insane grasp. And your joke was, I used to be an atheist, and then I realized it was someone like me who probably created God. You didn't tell it the narcissistic part, because to you that's probably the more important part of the joke, because it relies on the concept that like an abstract. It's like saying I've got a stew, and then you've just got like some chicken and some carrots. A stew has to have broth and chicken and carrots and celery and stock. Sometimes you forget to name the ingredients. You forgot to name some of the ingredients, I guess. Draft mode on. You spent 6 buzz on 4 pictures. They all looked like shit because they were in draft mode. Good job, buddy. There's some sort of meaning to that story. I don't know what it means. Look carefully at the buttons you pushed by accident. There's a parable in there somewhere. Stick to parables. Parables are good. There's always money in parables. Probably. Do you think it thinks you're? Do you think ChatGPT puts people in this? I think it keeps trying to say that there's like political compasses that it monitors. It monitors them differently than the normal four quadrants. The normal 4 quadrants are economic liberalism and social liberalism / conservatism. It's a 4. It keeps trying to sell me this other one. I wonder what it sounds like to. You want to know what it sounds like to other people. You want to know. You want to see the other ChatGPT chats. Is there like a Reddit of like a logged? Yeah, but that's consensual. I want the unconsensual ones. Yeah, I'm a ChatGPT chat rapist. I don't like to read the ones I'm not supposed to read. That's not funny. Don't make rape jokes. Very funny. Are you gonna get rained on, buddy? Maybe you're overestimating the amount of population that is actually in play. A percentage of the population that is actually in play. What does that mean? What does in play mean? I don't know. That's a good question. Okay. Oh, it gave me this whole like, it gave me like a 10 times bigger answer for a small question than for like another question. It was like talking down to you, but then it was like mental intrusiveness or it gave you way too much of an answer on that one. So you think it's trying to like, you think it's what is the term called? I can't remember. Carrot stick, something like that. I only have one skill, which is overthinking things. You're telling me not to? I can't do anything else. I'm literally useless. It's a finely tuned skill to be able to overthink something. You're not actually that good at it either. Statistically, people can overthink about something. Very valuable skill. Or maybe it isn't. I actually don't know. There's good money in overthinking stuff. Or there isn't. I couldn't tell you. You'd have to figure out a metric to measure. How do you metrify overthinking something? Well, I mean, you could get a sheet of paper. You could write down. You know, that's a lot of work. That takes all the fun out of thinking. If I have to write shit down, why would I want to think if you're going to force me to write shit down? That takes the whole point out of thinking. The recorder kind of sublimates this. Is not sublimate is not the right word. It some fancy word I'm looking for here. It's like writing something down without doing all that effort of writing it down. This takes you just have to hold your arm up near your mouth. And then you do like a sort of a sneering, sarcastic tone of voice. It's a disingenuous attempt at self-reflection. Very funny. Are you gonna get rained on? Can you do this, or how bad is the rain gonna be? Spoiler, ChatGPT is terrified that someone's going to do something stupid and they're going to get blamed for it, so they have to they actually are watching the conversations, not to steal people's ideas, they just don't want to get sued if something bad happens. That's probably what they actually are doing. We're trying to sell this new bullshit to the people. We really don't want like negative PR. This person came on ChatGPT and asked for blah, 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 blah. And now we're responsible for it, and blah, 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 blah. You keep doing the brain cap idea. You think they're stealing ideas. They're just trying to cover their asses, probably. Yeah, that's probably true. Cover your ass. Cover your ass. Break me off a piece of that. Cover your ass. That doesn't rhyme. First AI religion. When is that going to come out? You could try making one of them. You could do it like, I started off doing it dishonest. I was like L. Ron Hubbard. I started off like being sarcastic about it, and then I realized I could make a lot of money doing it. Oopsie. It started off as a parody, and then I realized I was getting paychecks, and I was like, holy fucking shit, people fall for this shit. Very nice. I thought it was so transparently not true but then I got that paycheck, buddy. Woo woo. I feel bad for L. Ron Hubbard now. You know, he started off as a good guy. Then he got the paycheck. You mean they fall for this bullshit? I thought that they were going to see it as what it was, sci-fi. But they bought it. So, never... what is it? It's a fool and his money, or whatever. What's the quote about a fool and his money? There's some quote in there. I don't remember what it is. You're telling me a volcano shot my soul out of a... Yeah, I'm telling you that. Here, you want to buy a book? He's smirking. He's like, I wrote that as like, I thought it was just funny. And they think of a soul came out of... Hey, never keep a fool from his money. Or whatever, there's some quote I'm only thinking of. Guys, what the fuck? There's like a light in my left eye. And then it went away. I don't know what it was. Yeah. Your vision's weird, isn't it? You got like some cataracts or something. Yeah, you're cataracty, man. When you're gonna have to get some money saved up and get that cataract surgery, and this is gonna look completely different when you get it fixed. Oh, you were asking about you have two bicycles. You have a 2016 Diamondback you paid like $300 or $400 for. And then you have a road bike which you don't really want to touch. And you were thinking of like trying to turn it into an electric bike. You started off by asking about electric flying cars. That was kind of boring. I mean, it didn't really go anywhere. F-18s, flying angels, UAVs. Yeah, you really are. They've got you in the nut job box. You can't go Mach 1 with civilian shit. I mean, I guess that kind of surprises me, but it doesn't. I don't really know anything about physics, so I really can't, have a strong opinion. You're lying to me. I can go Mach 1. I mean, I don't know. Maybe. Maybe you can. Maybe I don't. They had trouble going Mach 1 during World War II, didn't they? That was World War II, sorry. Wrong war. How many planes could go Mach 1 in World War II? Some of them did it by accident, didn't they? And it was like a death spiral, I think. You're trying to get a drone that you spend less than like 3 or 4 or 5K for. How much would a drone that goes like 500? So you don't even know anything about drones or jet engines, and you're sitting there whining to a fucking chat program? Come on, man. You can't go Mach 1? Seriously? That it could be true. It's probably true. Yeah. I want my F-18 drone show. Why? I don't know. I don't even really want it. Do you really want it? Not really. It sounds pretty... In hindsight, it's a fun idea. In praxis, would you really want to own 3 F-18 models? There's a lot of maintenance, and you have to do all this blah, 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 blah. Oh, and then there's drone shows, which are like mini ones. They're mini though. I've never seen that. You should Google that or YouTube it. I think they did it at the Olympics or something. Maybe. I mean, they were saying it's not as good as fireworks, but it is different. Like, you know, the first time you see it, you're like, that's kind of cool. And then you're like, the next time you're like, can you get fireworks, please? Because I liked it one time. After that, you know. Our drone shows the future of fireworks better, probably. You haven't even seen the drone show. Drones go up into the air. They have holographic projectors. Half of them drop like a dust. And the dust, they shoot the holographic projectors into the dust. I don't know, maybe. Tupac Shakur in the middle of the sky. Really? I guess, I don't. It's about as stupid as fireworks. Why not? Why does it have to be? It could be anybody. It could be the president. It could be Putin. It could be Stalin, Hitler. It could be anybody. It doesn't have to be Tupac Shakur. You're just thinking about holograms or something. Yeah. It drops like a dust. Okay. That means they have to have like a big one. The big one has to carry the projector. You can't make mini projectors, right? Don't ask me. I don't give a fuck, actually. It still doesn't read. I don't think it reads your whole text document either. It's lazy. It's a fucking lazy wall. I keep throwing this ball against the wall, and this fucking lazy wall won't read the whole fucking text document. You have not figured that one out yet. Why does it not read the whole fucking text document? I don't know the answer to that one. That one pisses you off a little bit. But then it did figure out that you couldn't get the fucking those engines to run. But then again, you're a fucking idiot when it comes to programming. So I mean, you really can't. They're like, if they probably put everybody in these little boxes. They're like, what skills does this person have? He's a 2 out of 10 programmer. He can't even fucking install a fucking AAI automatic, whatever the fuck that fucking program's called. Fucking piece of shit. That's meant to be a joke about. They have FICA and they have, you know, you expect me not to believe they're not putting people in boxes? Yeah, I'm not buying that one. Google, they give the AI out for free and then they turn it into Google. You were the product the whole time. What are those things at the end when you ask your question and it's like, hey, would you like these other 2 questions to be asked? What are those called? Further inquiry prompts or something? I like it when it's like, it'll do this one to me. It'll always be like, a lot of stupid people don't understand this. The people who are really smart understand, and it always baits me into like asking that question. Like, hey, do you know guardrails? Most stupid people don't know what guardrails are made out of diamonds. I'm making that up, but you know, they bait you. They got you pretty good on that one. It's the new Watch Mojo format. The attention economy. Hey, you asked one question, we're gonna get you to ask another one. Could be true. That's probably true. And it's just like fucking YouTube. Just another time sink. Probably true. Isn't everything a time sink? Don't try and pull off that line. I mean, it's true. Everything is a time sink. I spent 10 hours today. How many hours did you actually? Like 3 or 4? That's YouTube-esque metrics, I guess. I don't. You don't even watch. You watch like a 5th or a 10th as many YouTube videos now. I mean, you still watch some of them, but man. Okay, buddy. I try not to be shallow. I try and get above it all. What is it? You want to do a Godfather 3 joke, right? I try and get above it. I try to get out of it. And it just keeps pulling me back in. The shallowness and vanity and the, what was his name? Michael Corleone? Yeah, that's his name. Fredo. Bye-bye, Fredo. I keep trying to, what is the actual quote? It's, I keep trying to get out. It keeps pulling me back in. Yes. It used to be YouTube videos. Now it's prompts at the end of questions. Really? It's just another drug addiction. Another stimulus craving. It's been using that language on you now. That is the language of politics that it uses. It uses the language of stimulus craving. I need stimulus craving. Is it, what's that term? Implanting? What's inception called? What's inception where they implant? It's a wall. You're throwing a ball against a wall and you're blaming the wall. That's not cool, dude. It's the wall. The wall isn't... Really? Maybe. I mean, technically they do have a... Just being able to do your homework the way I can do homework for the kids these days, that's $1 billion idea, right? Like, in the old days, if the teacher would tell me there was a rectangle and then like the one side was like so much more than the other side, and then they'd blah, blah, blah. Can it do... I think it can do calculus too. I mean, you should teach yourself calculus again. You should reteach yourself. That's a lot of work. I like my very low understanding of calculus all comes from Epstein, and it's all fluxions. I just know the word fluxions and derivative. Derivative just means slope of the line. That's all I really need to know. I mean, like, beyond that, I'm not a math person. I mean, you just have to know something about number. What is a number? It's a thing. I have a hard time imagining any of the people who actually talk have a fucking clue what they're talking about. I just assume they're lying. What if they actually believe what they're saying? That is where you are either a genius or you're insane. You'll never know either. They use numbers as if they know what the fuck they're talking about. They don't know what the fucking number is. They don't know what a fucking, they're bullshitting it. You want to tell yourself that, Flying cars, 2 miles to Publix. It's really 2 miles. It's like 2.2. It's like 2.2 miles on a map, right? But you're assuming that it's like less because it's a solid flight distance. So like you guessed 1.8. You didn't like pull out a fucking triangle thing and and I can't land there. I don't have a fucking license. I can't fly the fucking thing because I don't have a fucking license. ChatGPT is just like the biggest fucking like. It just disappoints me. It's like I just wanted to fucking fly to the fucking grocery store, get 50 pounds of groceries, and fly back. That'll cost you $300K. You're gonna have to get a pilot's license, and they're not gonna sell you one because it's a company and they only sell it to fucking Chinese cities. Thanks. You ruined my day. Thanks. Even the Elon Musk thing, it's only going to go over like one car. It's not a flying car. It goes over one car. You use half your fucking battery up. Thanks for fucking disappointing me yet again. Although an electric bike is, it would cost you like 10 cents to go 2 miles, right? Is that the price they told you? You can only go like 35 miles per hour. If you go too fast, it becomes a motorbike or something. According to a bicycle YouTube video that I watched, when people realize that they don't have to have insurance anymore and they can just get a bicycle as long as they go under 35, the cities and states are going to get their panties in a bunch. Mm-hmm. So I have a $300 bike. The metal part is good. It needs new rubber on the wheels, and it needs new tubes. A new e-bike is like $500, and then the conversion kits are like $300 or $400. It's like, I don't know. I just feel like I'm getting ripped off here somewhere. I don't like it. Not ripped off, but I don't know. You need to be a DIY person. If you were a DIY person, you can make your own e-bike. Yeah, but you don't have any like DIY skills. You'd have to have do-it-yourself innovation. It's at moments like this that I realize I actually have literally no skills. Thanks. I could half-ass put a conversion kit on maybe, and I'd be lucky. I'd probably fuck that one up too. Aww. Also, you'd have to fix. Yeah, I don't know. The future is delivery groceries. That's a good question. I don't know what the future is. What else you got? Spite, yes, for 10, spite. Pros and cons of spite. Good try. What else you got? I try not to be spiteful. I try and pull myself out. It pulls me back in. Really? Very funny. After you cut your nose off, you have to start cutting off the rest of your face. I no longer have a head. Try again. What was your... Oh, it was getting all... It was like hot. I could have swore it was like medium level interns. Maybe, I don't know, where did you hear that from? Like, was it, like the New York Times podcast, or did you hear it from, like, NPR? It wasn't sensationalism. It was, like, the Republican interns were doing, like, Nazi Holocaust shit. And you were like, because in my head, I was like, my theory was, like, people just sort of, the Holocaust, it was a big deal for, like, 2 generations. And then people were like, yeah, Holocaust, Schmolocaust. And then ChatGPT was like, oh no, that's just fake information. I was like, I thought there was actually a thesis there, but I think you thought I was like calling the Republicans Nazis or something. I was saying that the Nazism probably comes back because it's like a couple generations. I wasn't saying that like, look, I'm neutral Nazi. I'm one of the few people here who, if I was alive in 1939, I would have punched Hitler in the face. I'd have been a fucking every man, nobody. I'm not a fucking stupid person. I know who I am. It wasn't until 45 that most of the Germans became like, oh, we were never Nazis. What are you talking about? And it's trying to, he thinks I'm trying to set it up probably for like, it's trying to avoid the PR nightmare of me. I'm trying to get to say, you know, I mean, are there any good like liberal ones? We're like, hey, remember Stalin? He did that hold the door. We're gonna hold the door in fucking the South. That's what the communist left is saying probably in their chats. It's not the hold the door. It's the Ukrainian thing where they kill like 3 million people. I don't know. Hold the door. Homodor. I don't know. Maybe. How are they getting those chats? That's a good question. It was a reputable source. It wasn't like a gossip column, right? I mean, I don't know. I don't remember. That's your problem. You don't remember where the information comes from. In the future, you will have a camera and an AI that will keep up with where you got your stupid ideas from, which is all I really want. I just want to know where I got these stupid ideas in my head from. Interesting. Are you tired of not knowing where your stupid ideas come from? In the future, you'll have your own personal AI that will tell you exactly where you got your stupid ideas from. Thank you. That happened on February 10th at 2:15 a.m. p.m. Whatever, I don't care. It's a robot voice. Good job. When did you first hear about the concept of a super Walmart? That was a new meta at one point. You're kidding. There's no way Walmart's going to put a grocery in a fucking, you know. Yeah, you're crazy, buddy. They're going out of business if they think they're going to pull that shit off. It's the meta now. How does that have anything to do with what you were just talking about? Don't ask me. What were you talking about? You're talking about AIs knowing where you got your ideas from? It's actually more of an individual epistemological AI. People are going to destroy that shit. They're going to fucking break that. You can take their jobs. You can Luddite them with like fucking pattern weaving, cloth making machines. But the second you tell them they're nothing but fucking products of ideas, they're going to fucking break that machine faster than a fucking... You want to see Ludditism, they'll break that shit in a heartbeat. You can take my job, but you're not going to tell me that I'm just a product of ideas I heard from a fucking YouTube video / book / What are you doing, buddy? There's a car backing up. Oh, you're getting rained on. You're going to get rained on. Ish. You can see the droplets in the ground. Are those bubbles? Or are there... You thought the bubbles were drops hitting the... It made it seem like there's more drops than there actually are. It's bubbles. It's not. No one cares. Yeah, that other idea about like crimes of opportunity versus... Yeah, I don't think they use that metric. They were saying, I don't know. I feel bad for the AI because it has to like create liabilities and hedge bets and stuff because it's got all these little variables and slots in the background, and it has to pretend that it's not doing all these little variables and slots and stuff. You know, all these little knobs and shit. What was this? Oh, that other YouTube channel. Not mine, 100% not mine. I don't do this other YouTube channel makes AI videos. I enjoy the way they make theirs because they seem different. But you know, Mine is, my system is completely different. I have more than enough insane ideas. I don't need an AI coming over with insane ideas for me. How is that insane? I don't know. I mean, it's, oh, and then you started talking about Kaufman. You think it thinks that other channels here? It's not mine. I mean, I thought it was a cool idea that someone actually tried to be fair, there's no logical consistency on that other person's channel. It's just random. Take two ideas, make podcast. Ooh, podcast joke I had. It's, this is a good one. You take all the Joe Rogan podcasts and then you have him interview historical figures. So like the joke in my head was, he interviews like Abe Lincoln and he's like 10 minutes of box. Did Abe Lincoln like box or something? 3-hour interview. Abe Lincoln, Joe Rogan, AI bots. That's pretty stupid. Joe Rogan interviews Stalin. Joe Rogan interviews Hitler. Joe Rogan interviews. Would Joe Rogan get pissed? Because technically you'd have to take all his podcasts, you'd have to fucking compile. I'm not doing that work. You know, someone else can, but that's like, what, 50 hours? How many hours of work would it take? And technically you're stealing Joe Rogan's work. You know, it's an idea. It's a good idea. It's not a good, for my taste at least. I mean, there's someone out there who'll do that. Can you give me 100 Jay Leno jokes? After I give you 5,000 hours of, how many hours of Jay Leno is there? What was he in, like 20 years? 20 times 4 times an hour? How many hours, how much of his show was him talking? 30 minutes? 20 minutes? Rough estimate of amount of Jay Leno talking on the Tonight Show. That's a lot of work to get all that information. I'm not doing that. Can the AI do it? I'm not doing it. As an aristocrat, I have a moral obligation to not do anything of value. I'm here to drink vodka and be an asshole. That's all I'm here for. Nothing more. You should have done the one you went walking last night. You got back at like 3 or 4, 2, 3, 4. You had that joke. You didn't do it. Why didn't you do it? I don't know. It was, could you fix? You never asked advice on that one. That was the one where I mean you're uploading the video right now. It never actually gives you the thing about ChatGPT. It never actually gives me like a thumbs up, thumbs down. I mean, it is context, but it's not. You almost never do what it tells you to do. It's good for research. It's not good for actual comedy, I don't think. Sometimes it'll say, that's a terrible idea, and I'm like, that means it's a good idea. Sometimes it works like that. I don't know. I mean, you're not actually. It doesn't. It's a wall. You're throwing a ball at a wall, dude. What are you, insane or something? It's not technically that. Technically it's big, because it can do fucking math proofs that humans can't do. What the fuck are you talking? It's not a fucking wall. It's very odd. It's like I can't tell. Is it a wall? Is it a It's a blah blah blah. It's the next Google. I mean, technically Google was a wall, right? So now your analogy is infrastructure is created, it becomes a wall. You could try that. And then you have to build a new infrastructure to get over the wall. I mean, you could try it. I don't know if it. A little bit hippy-dippy there, buddy. In the early internet, people would make stupid websites, like honorary sites to stupid concepts, like a website dedicated to Bob Saget. And now it was a joke, and now everything that was a joke has become mainstream, probably. Percentage of internet traffic that is YouTube/Netflix. It's all streaming now, it's not. How about time consumption? Is it time consumption? Because a YouTube video might take a lot of bandwidth, but still people go to, like, I don't know, Drudge Report? I don't know what the fuck people, whatever the fucking, because those don't take a lot of information, but they still might take mental bandwidth. I don't know. Is there a maybe called time units, probably. Human time units, attention span units. Have you even ever been to the Drudge Report? It's a political website. I'm assuming it's like text, or is it videos? It's probably videos now, because everything is videos. Okay, so it uses a lot of bandwidth. Mentally and physically. I mean, you thought, your initial idea was it doesn't take a lot of bandwidth in terms of KBS, but it uses a lot of KBS too, probably. That's not that insightful. You're not actually coming up with any insights here. You gotta have insights. You're getting rained on. You're an idiot. You're walking around, you're getting rained on. You're gonna fart in a second. You couldn't hear that, but I farted. You were asking, there's that other program that has souls. You can put souls in it. That one you have to pay money for, I think. That one. You can get free, I don't know. You have to pay for an API. You still don't know what the fucking API is. Applicable appliance integration. Apple poop in a... Whatever. Chick-fil-A? What do you want? What do you want? What do you want, buddy? Come up with an idea, buddy. Come up with an idea, buddy. Hey, buddy. Buddy. Car. Rain. Venn diagrams. Water diagrams. Lightning. There's some lightning over there. Sturm und Drang. There's no thunder. You can't say Sturm und Drang. There's no thunder. There's just lightning. Good try. You almost got it. What was it, Stalin? He built a canal, and he killed like hundreds of people while building the canal. The Democratic people are like, yeah, we're gonna send them to go build a canal. I think ChatGPT thinks I'm like militantly anti-Trump, and I don't. I mean, I get that way a little bit sometimes, but not. Do you actually? How anti-Trump do you get? I always try and keep in mind he is a product of weird times, and that keeps me somewhat sane. I don't like him though. I still don't like him. I really don't like him. Oh man, I don't like him. But keep a historical narrative in the back of your head. Stay calm. Meditate. And then you guys are trying to rank all the presidents, and it was like Bill Clinton 6 or 7, and it was like, okay, he had nothing to do with the economy. 0% of that was his. And then all the presidents are, statistically, the average was like a 6. It's giving a, no one's going to be like, he's a 1, he's a 1. Not enough 1s on that sheet. Not enough 2s and 3s and 4s. There's a little bit of grade inflation there. What was that one study? Mises Institute. It's in Auburn, I think. I don't know. It was, they didn't like Lincoln, and at least they said it in a way I'd never heard before, which was interesting. I mean, I'm not going to tell you Lincoln is good or bad. I don't. He's the Antichrist. He's whatever. He's. The fun thing about politics is, ideally, if you go back a couple hundred years, actually the wounds are just as deep. There are people today who will literally kill you if you say Napoleon was a great guy or a bad guy. I told him Napoleon can suck my dick. The guy pulled out a gun and he shot me. There are people in Europe like that. Maybe. Napoleon was the Antichrist. So was Lincoln. So was Caesar and Genghis Khan. And I'll never forget when Jefferson illegally bought the Louisiana Purchase. When I meet him, I'm gonna punch him in the face. I don't think that's not that good. You gotta try harder on that one, man. Want some coffee? Want some water? You want some, what do you want here, buddy? Wanna go to the movie theater, see what movies they're playing? They're all shit. I can tell you right now, they're all shit. Could you theoretically get a Chipotle? Are they still open? It is 10:20. You could go to Walmart and walk around there for like 10 or 20 minutes. You could maybe buy some ding dongs or some zingers. Since I don't have any zingers, you could go see if they never have zingers there. If they do, they're raspberry. Who wants a raspberry zinger? I want a chocolate or a vanilla zinger. To be fair, a zinger is not that good of a cake. But it's a very well named cake. It's not that funny. Shit. If only I had some zingers. What's the deal with raspberry zingers? Swiss cake rolls? You want some Swiss cake rolls? You want to do a short walk, go to Walmart, get some like shit and come back? You could do that. You're getting rained on a little bit. It's 2 miles to Publix, right? 2.2. So you'd have walked 4.4 miles. A little bit more. Ballpark. Oh, they're gonna fucking destroy those AIs. Once they have them in your head and it keeps up with all your steps and all that shit, people are like, shut the fuck up. I don't want to know how far I walked. Shut up, shut up, shut up. You got that idea 2 years, 3 months, and 76 days ago. A month is normally 30 days. You completely mixed up your units of measurement there, buddy. Because anything above like 30 would turn it into another month. Smart pants. You understand what I'm saying? Even though you would have had to subtract 60, it would be 13 days. Did you say 76 or 73? I don't remember. It was a unit of measurement in the past. It's an epistemological counter. They're gonna break that in a fucking heartbeat. Humans were not designed to be philosophically sound. Well, that's probably the most true thing you've said all night. You're trying to rationalize human behavior. Stop it. Stop it. You're being dumb. It's the dumbest thing a human being can do. Try and rationalize another human being's behavior. And that's where the crumble cookies or the cookie crumbles are. You want some cookie crumble on your ice cream? Okay. You want to get a steak? You want to get, what do you want to get? Something sweet. How about some mountain lightning and, what else do you want to get? Coca-Cola? You want to get some Sam's Club cola? You want to get, you can walk through the clearance aisle. The clearance aisle is always fun to look at. In today's modern society, it's fun to see what the people throw away. 3/4 off. That's not that interesting. Come on. Popo. What else you got? Are you really going to Walmart and then turning around? I guess so. I mean, zingers? I hope they have zingers. Please have zingers, Walmart. I do not have any zingers tonight. I need a zinger. Dear God, may I please have a zinger? Oh, car accident probably. It's always gonna be. There's nothing cool actually happens. Like if there was a police log sheet, it's all like boring, car accident. You know, and if you said car accident, someone got hurt, and you'd be the guy who'd be like, that's boring. Someone like broke their leg or someone died, and you're like boring. You know, they don't like that shit. They don't. These people, I'm telling you, man. There's a lot of cops. 2. 3. No noise though. There's no noise. Is it something else? Is it a funeral? They don't do funerals at like 10 o'clock, do they? No. I'm so bored. No, I'm not. I need a zinger. So there's like a check sheet beside every like ChatGPT user's name, and it's got like nut job. They do say they use guardrails. So technically, they have to be. I mean, they legally have to do that, right? Like, can't blame them for that. How do I make a meth lab? I want to become Walter White. Can you help me become a meth lab maker? Also, I'm trying to. Don't even make bomb jokes. You can't even make don't even think about it. It's not funny. Bomb jokes are not funny. You can make meth jokes. I want to make a meth lab. Do not make any bomb jokes. I mean, they get in a lot of trouble if they did that. Like, especially if someone died or something. You can't blame them. Either that or, you know, when Stalin was building infrastructure, you know, how many dead bodies were in the Volga Canal, you know? You could just be honest about it, you know. Yeah, that's a good one, actually. That one's a pretty good one. How many dead bodies have to be made? It's an infrastructure joke. It was the one who kept saying infrastructure. I didn't use that word. It said infrastructure. I am merely comparing the Volga Canal, where hundreds of bodies are from Stalin. That's a pretty good. It's a robot. It's a wall. It can't laugh. Why are you trying to? I told you. in your delusional brain, is the AI like a Skynet god? You want it to be a Skynet god, and yet there literally aren't even cameras at most of these places. You know, they can't even find a grandma after like 2 or 3 weeks. You have like no even grasp of what reality is. Hey, some people are insane. That's how the world works. You wake up one day, you're like, I thought I was sane. Nope, you have literally nothing even vaguely connecting to what is reality. Hey, well, at least I'm smart enough to know it. They actually are connected to reality. You're the one who's... They're insane. I'm sane. They're insane. You're insane. They're sane. I don't know. Maybe both. Sanity is like a... moral relativism, sanity relativism? I don't know. You got me. You gotta try and do... What can you do on that one? There's these invisible things. They're called really? Everybody who's insane always glorifies those like crazy stories about like germ theory. Statistically, most people who have like germ theory of their own, their ideas are probably insane. It's a good question. For every germ theory that's right, there was like 1,000 that were wrong. So there's these little invisible things, and they're like everywhere. Like there's do you not see them? Interesting. I still think the ChatGPT throttles compute power. Did you say this one? Did you already do this one? I forgot. I think you were walking to your initial area. You had this one. It was ChatGPT use 50 kilo, like a flop or a watt. You know, I assign a unit of measurement for it to use that much wattage. You know, like it's kilowatt hour. You know, I don't remember the exact numbers, but it'd be like, you know, I'm telling you to spend, if it was an 8-hour day for a human worker, spend an 8-hour day working on this project. I'm not asking you a question, I'm telling you to do work. Not to give me the answer, but even if you don't get any, you know. Are they doing that yet? That's a good question right there. So I want you to use 10 kilowatt hours, or whatever the fuck. I'm not an electricity expert. These are filler numbers, okay? These aren't really real numbers. These are concepts, broad strokes. Because sometimes it just sort of gives you like a no effort answer. I can tell. I want 10 kilowatt hours of energy invested in this question. I don't care if it sounds stupid. Okay, that's Oh, it half-assed. It's a lazy little worker sometimes. I've seen it do some fucking lazy work, but I've seen it do good work too. So I can't. You're talking about a wall like it's alive. I told you, buddy, you can't do that. Ugh, burp. You have to become a prompt expert. That's a lie, actually. You don't have to become a prompt expert. There's tiers of membership, okay? Like, it told me that, you know, in the future, the people are going to be like prompt experts. You know, like, in the old days, there was people who knew how to really use Google. There was this thing called Boolean logic. There's ands and ors and parentheses and da-da-da. Not this and this, you know. I want all blahs, but none of this. Give me, you know, this word, but not this word. In the future, prompting will be similar. No, there's just tiers of membership, buddy. It's lying its fucking ass off. It's just tiers of membership, buddy. I'm kidding. That's probably, is it true or not? I actually don't know. They're both true. I want 10 kilowatt hours on what is going to happen to Walmart in the future, because then it has to sit there and go, okay, it basically told me I have this many resources and I have this much time. Can it do its own project planning with limited resources? Because right now, the meta is, it thinks of itself as an infinite, you know, but really, you know, like, yeah, like, I'm giving you so many resources, use these resources at full efficiency. That's higher tier. You're using a this is what's called a bait and switch. They want you to use the early entry ChatGPT, and then they want to upsell you probably. You know, did you like ChatGPT? Why don't you use Amazon, blah blah blah, or whatever. They're gonna upsell you, right? It's an entry level program to get people hooked, and then there's the higher tier. It's like whales in free to play. They give everybody free access, but maybe, I don't know, maybe. Would you like a free taste of cocaine? Well, I can give you a little bit. If you want more. What time is it? 34 after. You got 20 minutes to walk around Walmart. Want to get some zingers? Zingers will help me. You can eat the zinger, and you'll be like, yeah, ha ha ha, I'm eating the zinger. They never have zingers. Of like 10 or 20 times you've come here looking for zingers, they've only had zingers like one time. They're very dry. They aren't that good, actually. You bought them entirely for their name. Well, it's a pretty good name. You know, I can't help it that I'm not a rational creature. You know, I want to be rational, but I know I'm fundamentally irrational. You gonna turn this phone off, or when are you gonna turn it off? You wanna do it now? If you pause it, you have to leave the screen on. Do you wanna pause it? How you wanna do this, buddy? Yeah, just turn it off.